Okay, so we've covered the OIR, the AIR, the PIR. We talked about how we manage information across different stages of a project, but they are lots of acronyms, and we really need to boil it down into something that's useful. That's where the exchange information requirements, or the EIR, comes in. And this is how we collect all of these requirements in one place so that everyone can understand exactly what they're doing. But the problem is, when we don't have a good information guide, it can get messy. What do you see, Akosh?
When making exchange information requirements, there are some challenges that teams face, especially on big projects when there is lots of data. All the different data sources have their own rules, which can make things really confusing. Then there is the other challenge of meeting the needs of all the different people involved. Each group, like the operations team and the finance team, care about different things. Balancing these needs without losing sight of the project's goals can be really tricky.
Also, as the project grows, information needs often change, making it hard to keep up to date. And connecting the exchange information requirement with the company's current systems can be tough too. Compatibility issues and delays can pop up, especially when many teams are involved. That's why having a well-organized exchange information requirement from the beginning is so important.
Yep, absolutely. So to make this an effective information guide, a set of exchange information requirements, the first step is to explain why the information is needed and how will it be shared. For example, the guide might say if the data should be a 3D model, if it should be a PDF, maybe it should be a spreadsheet. That goal is to make sure in this guide that the information is exchanged between different teams in the right format that fits the project needs.
Once the purpose or purposes are set in this information guide, the next step is to make sure it matches up with the other important plans and requirements, like the company's long-term goals and the building's maintenance needs, such as the asset and organizational information requirements. For example, the exchange information requirement might include things like company goals, asset care information, or project deadlines. This way, it is complete and supports both the project and the company's overall objectives.
A key part of making a good exchange information requirements is setting the milestone when information will be shared. So this makes sure that the right information is ready when big decisions need to be made.
Yep, absolutely. And setting clear standards so we know what is acceptable is important, because high quality information can only be produced if we understand exactly how somebody is wanting it to be provided. So the format and the form, understanding whether it's a checklist or a map or a certificate or a drawing or a model, this helps keep everyone on the same page, understands exactly what people are expecting, and having this helps teams work together more easily and reduce mistakes.
Finally, the exchange information requirement needs to be finalized and included in the project documents. So this way, everyone from the contractors to consultants and other teams knows what expected from the very beginning. So by sharing the finalized guide early on, we reduce the chance of misunderstanding and ensure that everyone is working towards the same goals from the day one.
Yep, absolutely. So the point to this is that these exchange information requirements get put in everybody's contract so everyone can understand exactly what the requirements are. Sometimes there can be a lot. So defining them in a database is really important so that you can cut and slice and filter and really have much more targeted appointment documents. More on that later as well. But now let's look at how Planoly can help you create them. You can manage this set of exchange information requirements really effectively in the docs section. You can quickly add information, and each part, in this example, we're showing the whole document being an exchange information requirement set. All of these important parts that can come together to provide you a great starting point for your project. It means that you don't have to start from scratch each time. We also have an example of completed exchange information requirement. It organizes all the necessary details in a clear way, from the project goals to the data exchange requirements, the formats, the form, the function, the milestones, the standards, everything is defined so that teams know exactly what they should be following. What's really cool as well, in the scope section, in the same database, this set of requirements broken down by phase. So we can see from design through to construction and operations what information is important to exchange information milestones. Once complete, you can share it with all of your team members, have access to the right parts, and make sure that the teams that are responsible for certain parts of information exchange know exactly what they're on the hook for, so that they can formulate their tendering process accordingly and be sure that they can adhere to it. They know exactly what the compliance criteria might be. This means that all projects can understand what's expected from the start. Remember,
don't plan late.
Plan early.
with Planoly.